Hear tracks by Gorillaz, Black Thought, MNDR, The Internet and more. By John Pareles and Giovanni. RussonelloImageMatthew. Healy of the 1975 sings about getting relatively older and wiser on Give Yourself a Try. CreditAndy Buchanan. Agence France-Presse. Getty ImagesEvery Friday. Pop critics for the New York Times weigh in on the week's most notable new songs and videos, and anything else that strikes them as intriguing. This week, Black Thought of The Roots drops a densely packed track, Gorillaz try to relax, sort of, and the internet rolls out a seductive come on. Just want the music? Listen to the playlist on Spotify here, or find our profile, NY Times. Like what you hear? Let us know at theplaylist@nytimes.com and sign up for our Louder newsletter, a once-a-week blast of our pop music coverage. 1975, Give Yourself a Try. Matthew Healy, the lead singer of the 1975, is 29 and feeling elderly enough to venture an older and wiser song, Give Yourself a Try, as the first single from this English band's next album, a brief inquiry into online relationships. The verses hold regrets and self-criticism, countered by the encouraging chorus. And while the video pretends that the song is guitar-based drums punk, the clever production uses a guitar line like a loop, giving what could have been an electro-pop song a constant bite. John Pareles. It's almost all fun in the sun and humility, the first single from a Gorillaz album, the Now, due June 29. There's a relaxed, string-laden R. Still, behind it all, Damon Albarn remains dependably morose. I don't want this isolation, see the state I'm in now? JP Kadhabone, another time lover. Kadhabone is a songwriter, one-woman studio band, and producer, and illustrator, with a whimsical imagination and jazzy chord progressions. Amid bubbly synthesizers, cooing backup vocals and the tinkle of a toy piano, another time lover breathily envisions a fantasy romance on the floor of the Atlantic Ocean. It's from her second album, Child Queen, due June 8. She is working in her own mental realm, another time, another place, another life, another space. JP Kamal Kalo was among Sudan's biggest musicians in the 1970s and 80s, but he never recorded an album. Instead, he stashed in his basement a copy of the recordings he'd made for a radio station in 1992, a bit past the peak of his career. That music will finally become publicly available next month as an album, titled Muslims and Christians. On some tracks, Mr. Kayla sings in English while making direct musical reference to American funk. But on Tabanawik, and some of the others sung in Arabic, the clipped guitar and hovering horns clearly reflect the influences of traditional Sudanese music, and the Ethiopian funk of the 1970s and 80s. Giovanni. Russonello. Black Thought. 2:15. No courses, no catchphrases, no memes. Tarek Trotter, a.k.a. Black Thought from The Roots, forcefully upholds the discipline of 1990s hip-hop, steamrolling through verse after illusion-packed verse and interweaving his own memories and ambitions with a broader sense of politics and history. I heard murder ran this vast deserted land, since when Burning Man was blacks in Birmingham. The production on 2:15, and the rest of the EP, Streams of Thought Vol. 1 the first in a planned series of collaborations, is by Ninth Wonder and his team The Soul Council, whose tracks are grounded in vintage R. MNDR, Gravitith songwriter, singer and electronic producer. MNDR starts out complaining, "Why you pull me down?" in Gravity. The track is a collaboration with 3 other producers, mainly Hudson Mohawk, along with John Hill and Peter Wade, that cunningly mutates from a sparse dembo beat through syncopated trance chords to a skein of prog rock organ arpeggios. Along the way, MNDR decides that love is worth an if you start. At the end she urges, "Baby, pull me down, JP the internet, come over." It's hard to imagine anyone turning down Sid's seductive request to come over and visit someone who's home alone for the night, in the latest single by the internet, from its album, Hive Mind, due July 20. Its mid-tempo groove, deliberate bass line and informal backup vocals hark back to Sly and the Family Stone, while Sid doles out her commands just a few syllables at a time. At the end of the video, the charm evaporates with a teaser for another song, a male gripe about gold-digging women. J.P. Dwight Yoakam, Pretty Horses, pithy storytelling, twang and a backbeat have defined Dwight Yoakam's music throughout his career. He collaborated with Chris Stapleton, a younger songwriter with his own deep throwback streak, on Pretty Horses, major chords and a loping beat, precisely placed between Mr. Yoakam's foundation of 1960s Bakersfield country and Bob Dylan's 1960s Wild Mercury sound, with its electric organ filigree, carry a song about a deeply embattled romance, softly searching for small signs of me and you, gently thinking of what's left that we could do about our love. Can horses carry all of that? His remix, J. Mascis of Dinosaur Jr. waded in with What Else, a lead guitar, and later a throng of them, wailing and screeching toward a distortion supernova. J.P. Adam O'Farrell and Stranger Days, Siva Moiva, 4, Siva Moiva, the opening cut on his sophomore album. The young trumpeter Adam O'Farrell wrote a melody that sighs and subtly blooms from minor to major. It's lazy but watchful, slumping and physical and bright. Not all the tracks on Elma Catch are so innately catchy, though the entire record keeps a tight hold on your attention. On this tune, the tenor saxophonist Chad Lefkowitz Brown improvises with a combination of breezy insouciance and sharp rhythmic assurance. As his solo closes, he and Mr. O'Farrell link up again, finding a loose, conjunctive flow. Gr. John Pareles has been the Times' chief pop music critic since 1988. A musician, he has played in rock bands, jazz groups and classical ensembles. He majored in music at Yale University. At John Pareles.